it because we launched, paid for, printed, and distributed 50,000 professional newspapers in 3 months, the first true nationalist paper in Ireland for 2 generations? Are the National Party field leadership getting annoyed for being shown up for the clowns that they are? Or is it because I, together with dozens of real nationalists in Shiel na HÉireann, have stepped out from behind our keyboards to source, pay for, and distribute food and community care to pensioners across the entire 32 counties of Ireland? Are the useless leaders angry because Shiel na HÉireann have shown them up as lazy, selfish, and rank amateurs? They attack Shiel na HÉireann for asking for donations, yet they moan about having no money. They whine about not being able to do anything because they don't have the money. Then they attack Shiel na HÉireann for raising funds to get good things done. Seriously, folks, have you ever heard such naked jealousy and gross stupidity from grown men? One of the insane cries from this foul-minded clique is, quote, "Where are your election expenses?" Are they ignorant or dishonest, or both? The law is clear and strict. All candidates must submit their expenses to the Government Department of SIPO on time by the 4th rule, or get busted. I have fully complied, as Barrett should know. The very fact that I am here and busy giving out food aid, rather than in Mountjoy, should tell them that I have fully complied with the law. The financial figures for everybody who stood will be made public by the authorities on the due date. But, of course, these cowards aren't interested in truth, only in dragging me and Shiel na HÉireann down to their level of total failure and farce. When the government publish everyone's expenses, it will be interesting, and maybe that is why this obvious great deflection attack is happening. If so, they must be terrified of something. Let's take a closer look at the 3 cowardly boy men who were nauseous in attacking me and Shiel na HÉireann's fantastic volunteers. There's Critiqued, aka Paul O'Neill from Edenderry, a lanky 6'5" drunken clown who has never done a thing for nationalism and never will. This craven coward acts like a big man online, accusing us of sponging money when he has done little else from the taxpayer since leaving school. This typical dole scrounger can make divisive videos, but isn't fit for anything else. He attacks Shiel na HÉireann for appealing for donations to fund our constructive, concrete projects, then with his next breath begs for money for the National Party, which has nothing to show for 4 years of soliciting cash from the hopeful. Justin Barrett appears on this crackpot's YouTube channel, and that really shows the world what a rank amateur and slimeball he truly is. Pathetic and a bit funny to see this idiot performing for his masters like a demented, swivel-eyed circus monkey. O'Neill is the monkey, and a brainless one at that. But make no mistake, the slippery Mr. Barrett is the organ grinder. It's a sad fact that these 3 and the other online liars are almost all in or connected to the National Party. Justin Barrett was on Paul O'Neill's show the other week while I was being attacked, and he sat through it all smirking. Why is this? I used to have great respect for Justin's work with Youth Defence, but even they parted company with Barrett years ago in disputed circumstances. Shouldn't he be above such childish stuff? As the internal meltdown in his party and the questions over what happened to the money raised by him over 4 years left him so desperate to distract the focus onto me that he is willing to be associated with poisonous trolls that can only benefit the enemies of Ireland. Does he blame me for running a far better election campaign in 3 months from a standing start than he managed after 4 years of empty promises, delusional, self-promoting big talk, and constant fundraising? I want to finish with this, as I do not operate in a corner or behind the door, so please take note of what I'm going to tell you now. A political party is, in law, an unincorporated body, so unlike a company, it does not have limited liability. Instead, the office bearers carry the full burden of all debts and financial responsibility. This is called, in law, being jointly and severely liable. To be clear, if a party is sued and loses a case, they have to pay damages and costs, but if they can't, then the offer bearers carry the full financial responsibility personally. If some officials do not have any assets like a house or savings, then those that do then have to cover the whole amount, including all legal fees and whatever costs are awarded. This is not a daft YouTube slagging match anymore. This is now in the real world, as the coward and the liars are about to realise. May God bless us all in this fight. Amen. Aaron go bra.
So there you go, lads. I'm in shock. That was rough. That was not good to see. Not nice to see. I think there's a lot of good people showing their bad sides. Maybe this needed to happen. Maybe this needed to happen sooner rather than later. What do you think? Does anybody want to come on and discuss? I feel a wee bit lonely, just talking to myself here. But maybe if the chat sort of like gets a bit of, if you start asking some questions and making some comments. It was ugly. That was ugly looking, wasn't it? Yeah, Paul, the chat gets everywhere. How do we come back from this? Well, the Doxxing would be, he mentioned a town, and the other day he mentioned your man's name. But the same person says he doesn't care about that he was building up. He was using, this is to be fair to Niall, credit where credit's due, and criticism where criticism is due. Critique was saying that he didn't care about being doxxed, that he was using that name as a brand. So we have to take him at his word. Or I mean, if that's bravado, then he shouldn't be saying bravado. That he has to live up to it now, because now he has had his name. Like it was like if I said, "Oh, it's okay, you can use me." If I went on to a stream and as an anonymous, and the person asked me, "Can I use your real name and tell people where you're from?" and I say, "Okay." Well, that gives permission to the other person, So, critique pretty much given permission to say where he was from. I mean, though why Niall needed to do that, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that, but that's. I mean, he had permission to do it. I think. Let's see what else we're saying here. I think the best thing to do would be to get all these people into a room together and with some sort of peacemaker, mediator, and referee, and just have them talk it all out and get air all their grievances. A lot of them know each other. A lot of them have met each other too. Some sort of senior figure, like maybe John Waters, who could bring a little bit of aplomb and that they would all have some sort of respect for. I wonder, with John Waters, in the unlikely event that you hear this, or maybe if somebody has contacts with him, they could reach out to somebody like John, for example, to chair some sort of mediation session, because this is definitely what needs to happen. These are all good people, all have their hearts in the right place. and it's just such a shame to see them kicking off like this against each other. But maybe that's the way. That's that's what needs to happen. Okay, just so now I'm in shock. He's all good. How can anyone say anything bad about him? Like, my criticism of Niall is not that was never. I mean, okay, who cares what my criticism was? But I'll just say it anyway because it's my channel, I suppose. So I'm here. I never saw him as a grifter. Heart in the right place. Maybe just a wee bit good, fantastic courage, fantastic energy, a wee bit headstrong, and just needed to be guided, needed the right guidance. But now it appears he's got completely the wrong guidance. Anyway, I'm more interested in how do we solve this? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I don't think anybody in NP leadership attacked him. I don't know why he was bringing Justin Barrett's name into it. Billy Burns says possibly. Does anybody want to come on and talk about this? Talk through this? I can send out an invite link. Drop it into the what does Murphy say? What was that comment in response to Murphy? I'm not getting it. Let me see. Step over him. Dowson? Was that about Dowson? Let's see if things clear up. Oh, the chat is busy. Philip has been on with critiqued. He is screwed. Philip Dwyer? I wouldn't say he's screwed because of that. Oh, because critique. Well, Philip, well, Philip was a bit more measured in his criticism, and he did give some credit. Like Niall did do a lot to raise awareness. I remember I've said this before, I remember sitting in my bedroom over in London listening and just so excited to hear people like your man calling in from Strabane, Harry from Strabane, and just this stuff being aired for the first time, critique of Sinn Féin, the call-in show was a great idea. I remember thinking at the time, though, he had all this energy and all these people joining, and they just seemed to get marred in. Okay, let's see what Red Squirrel has. Well, I'll just finish this point. They just seem to get marred in like book learning and going down these rabbit holes about the JQ, for example, and whatever E. Michael Jones was on about. And I was thinking, like, you've got all these people together now. Let's get doing something. And I was doing something with Facebook, getting word out to normies, getting messages, putting Niall's channel out to normie groups, and speeches by Herman, Justin Barrett, coverage of Barrow Street. And I said, okay, it was obvious to me I needed more people to do that, and that was an activity that was like reaping rewards. And if any of the people who were involved in that could, if they're here, just Jay Cowell, Jay was part of this. Jay, that we were getting the word out there. We were causing ruffles. We're making waves and getting, turning. There's one of the, for example, one of the admins of one of the diaspora groups, Irish in London groups, came over to our side. She'd never seen this content before. She joined us. I'm not going to dox her. I'm not going to say who it is or which group exactly it was, but this person came over to our movement. Of course, she wasn't the only one. I talk to people all the time who say, "Oh, I saw your posts back in Irish in London." Anyway, what the point is, like, we were trying to do something, but Niall's group seemed to be marred down. But I mean, so he played his part, but then it just sort of stalled. And there was all these people, and it was like all that effort going to waste. And this was like 6 months out. As it turned out, it was 6 months away from the election. This should have been, in my personal opinion, they should have been led into doing something, outreach to the 99% who didn't vote for us at the last election. Anyway, Red Squirrel, what are you saying? Justin should stay clear of the EE drama. Serious people trying to be serious politicians shouldn't get involved in schoolyard slagging matches. I agree. Suzanne agrees with that as well. And well, I have to listen again. I was busy trying to sort out the stream, so I didn't really hear every detail. I just picked up the tone of it. I didn't get if there's any allegations that maybe Justin feels he would need to respond to, or if it was just a load of ad homs. Sometimes it was just a load of ad homs like slagging and calling you names. You know, there's no real point to respond to it, because you know the person who's doing that is just showing their level of debate. But I need to listen back. Can anybody remember if there was any like concrete allegations? Agreed may make us strong in the future. Does anybody want to come on? It's getting out of hand. It needs to get to be sorted out privately. I don't know what I'm gonna, because it's gonna take me a while to read down through. Yeah, I could do with I could definitely do with somebody coming on, because I want to like manage the stream and talk to people and whatnot. So I'm going to send out an invite here. I'm going to put an invite in. Now you're going to have to use your what you call it, your YouTube name, Oliver, because if I don't recognize your YouTube name, I'm not letting you on, right? So that's on the clipboard. If that is, if anybody wants to come in, use your YouTube name. Because if I suspect that you're a plant, or you know, I'm just going to mute you and take you off. But I'll take the risk. I'll fire that invite out there. So yeah, let's catch up. Right, there's the link. Let me just check the link's going out into the stream chat. The StreamYard software is cool as fuck, because I can send out a link, and the link is only valid. Oh no, that's his. No, that's mine. Yeah. Did the link? Guys, did they get? Oh, there. Yeah. Okay, the screen chat, the chat's running a wee bit behind. Okay, Nisha is in bed. Let me run down through. Let me find out where it was. Thanks all for being here, by the way, lads. And when you get a chance, like and subscribe and share. I don't know if this is like stuff we don't want to be sharing with the public. We'll keep this one sort of like behind closed doors as much as possible. Yeah, there's a lot of like black pill people here. A lot of black pill. Okay, here's somebody coming in. More peace. Good. Fine girl yourself.
Oh, you know, what's the crack?
Well, so you're really stepping
will
out
you just give me
today,
a second
aren't you?
there?
Yeah, no problem.
I'm just on the phone, all right? I just had to do that there. I've never been on YouTube before.
There you go. Nobody knew who you were. Like,
can you hear me?
You're pushing for. Yeah, perfectly. Yeah, can we all hear? Okay, I can hear you. Let's give me a 5x5 there for more peace.
How are you now? What's the crack?
Good. So we talked last. This is the famous call that we've been trying to make for like 2 weeks, and it's in front of a massive 17 people. So that'll make it feel better. What am I doing showing the end? I didn't realize at the end. Okay, let's put a JCal up. The end hasn't. Oh, okay. We'll give the end a bit of an errand every now and again. But sorry, go on ahead. Will we call you More Peace, or do you want to go by your
More Peace will do? Yeah,
that's
More
fine.
Peace will do.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, come here. I don't know much about the whole Nile situation. All I know really is that, you know, I just it doesn't bode well with me, to put it to you honestly, that like that young lads on the internet are sculpting away like that. You know, I hate it. Like, I don't like that at all. You know, it's not. It's not.
asking what age you are yourself. You mentioned earlier that you're a married woman with a. Okay,
I am.
Yeah, you're a married woman, and you're a professional, and you've got kids. Do you have kids? Doesn't matter. Don't. I'm establishing that you're like a person of means, or a grown adult in the world who's been going about your business and taking on a marriage commitment and all the rest of it. So you're in a position to be able to talk about younger people.
Well, I tell you this,
you're his elder in that respect. In that respect. So yeah.
Well, I'm not much older than him. Like, I mean, all these young lads on the internet, like, I find them all very brave, to be honest. Like, a lot of them, like, I don't agree with everything they say. Like, I don't think that, I wouldn't go in as dogmatic as half of them. but I think they're brave. Like, I don't know much about Niall or anything like that, but he's brave. Anyone who puts themselves out there, yourself included, Gearóid, GT, a lot of them, they're brave lads, you know.
And now look at you, you're being brave too. I mean, you probably didn't imagine you'd be doing this, or even this morning.
I know, yeah. I think I'm running out of creativity though. My hobby is art. Like, I'm an artist, and I'm at my wit's end. You know, like, we're all at our wit's end. You know.
You're an artist, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you get into? You showed me you sent me a video, and I'm not going to say what the video was about or anything like that. But you seem to be into a slightly different flavor of politics at that stage, or would you say you've maintained that side of politics? Okay, let me ask you an open question. You decide how much you want to refer to the video or that side of things. How did you get into? How did you what was your evolution to come around to this way of thinking that you'd feel strongly enough about something that you would call into the Joe Duffy show? And I'm talking about like all of nationalism, not just the education side of things.
Well, like, would you mind me, before I tell you, like, would you mind me mentioning other people?
Are they public figures or? If they're private individuals that you know, you just use your first name.
Well, I put it to you this way. I don't know if you ever heard of Michael Tazarian.
I haven't. You're
rolling your eyes there.
I'm not sure. No, I haven't. I wonder, is it one of these people that Michael McCarthy keeps mentioning to me?
I wouldn't even know how to describe him.
The McCarthy plan that I never seem to have time to follow up on.
No,
and maybe it's a good job for some of them, yeah.
Yeah, well,
or at least not publicly.
Basically, a few years ago, I don't know what was going on with the streams and the algorithms anyway, but I came across this guy called Michael Tazarian. And then I watched all his stuff and it just blew my mind. Like, I mean, everything you could possibly imagine. From he wrote a load of books called the brain is fried now in the evening. What's it called again? The origins of Irish civilization and all this kinds of stuff. It's brilliant. But he would be the person I'd look up to the most. Like, he has this podcast called Unslaved, and it's brilliant. He talks about every kind of thing you could imagine. He's actually from Northern Ireland, would you believe? So he's good. Yeah, I think it might be a name like More Peace, you know. But anyway, I listened to an awful lot of him, but because of the algorithm.
I've heard this surname. I might even have heard it in Northern Ireland.
Oh, really?
It might be Baha'i. I knew some people from the Baha'i faith, and they come from Central Europe, or East Asia, or Central.
Right.
Sort of like the Russian steppes. That the Caucasus around that sort of area, I think, and it might fit in with that. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. So he. Does anybody in the chat know about this guy Tazarian?
I'd be a big fan of him anyway, and I listen to an awful lot of his stuff.
Give me a few of his ideas.
Bear in
mind, my
couldn't do him justice.
Channel, so if it's something
I couldn't do him justice. But come here, tell me this: what county are you? If you don't mind me asking, are you from? If you don't want to tell me what county you're from,
no,
are you?
Yeah, I'm an open book. Like I'm from Tyrone. I'm living in Cookstown, and I ran for election here in Mid Ulster in December. So I'm out in the open, like I'm head above the parapet, expecting to get. Well,
I hope you're not too far out in the open now.
Well,
you'll get arrested.
I think we have to. I was thrust into the open by my dear friends in the press, in the media, who doxed me, who exposed. I was, when I say exposed, I wasn't being ultra careful about hiding my identity, but I was just using an anonymous. Well, I was using my own Facebook, but I changed my surname. I was using my first name, my real first name, and I changed my surname. However, they went back. And I was involved at the start of the Uachtarard. I was involved in networking people together for the Uachtarard protest that actually resulted in the Director Provision Centre not being open there. and because of that, because they found out my role in the thing, and they discovered my real name. It wasn't difficult. Now, going back through my Facebook, it was a boring job. Like, probably took them like half a day to go back through all my posts, like back 2 or 3 years, and worked out what my real name was.
What a life!
Yeah. Probably got the red pills along the way. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. So
yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, no, it's good. I was trying to like get onto you to talk about like education, poverty, you name it, like poverty. Anything. Poverty. Just want to talk to you about loads of stuff. But then, like, I seen that you were. Did you say that TIM like delisted you or whatever?
He blocked me from the chats, but I think that's been.
I'm surprised.
He says he said it was an accident, so I'll give him his word.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll sort that out. At the time,
look, this seems to be out of character, because the guy seems to be very measured.
Yeah, he's very measured. And I thought it was lovely. He gave. I thought I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, he'll sort it out.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he's yeah. Let me just go down through the chat here, just to
chat away. I can't do that now because I'm.
You stay because you can maybe chip in if you see anything that catches your eye. In the end, I go out of my way to agree to you, but I agree. Okay. The end is red pilling. The end's coming around to our way of thinking. You just have to be gentle with it. The end is good practice. I think the end always was. I think he was just trolling us at the start. He's just like a harsh critic, a bit like me.
Yeah. I was like that at the start of the week, Galileo. At the start of the week, oh my God, I was in absolute
Galileo.
Obviously, yeah. Oh, Shingwa. I always talk Gaelic.
Nihegam. Shin.
No, digging to Tatuig Fowlum.
Tommy Clactu Gafla.
Yeah.
William Kurstjach Kurma.
Oh, Lanarai.
Stream. Could you stream?
Yeah.
Stream.
Do you know, actually, Ma Tommy on Shaw, but while I'm raw, it's even Lum Gearóid. Tá Gearóid absolutely go hauling our fad, like. Do you know, Talon.
Are you sure you should be saying that? You're a married woman.
I know, yeah, I know. Talon
your husband obviously doesn't speak Irish, right? Your husband doesn't speak Irish, so you can get away with that.
My husband, right, is a pure normie, right? Pure normie.
All right, so this is your wee chance to get a wee bit of revenge, right?
Yeah, no, it's fine. My husband is pure normie. But what coffee me kind of raw. Oh yeah, just tá sé deas ag géisteach le Gearóid agus tá sé deas ag géisteach le gachtainna atá ag smaoineh faoi éire agus tá muid gléir isteach sa teach ach gló ach ihe
teach she's saying, by the way, I'll just translate for the non-Gilgors. She's saying, look, it's great that we're all together, that we're having these conversations, that we're all in the same Chila?
House. Tig. You might call it Tig. Some people call it Tig.
Chi?
T, yeah, T.
Okay, yeah, okay. The other form of Jock, I think, yeah. Could you help me translate what my friend Marcus has said there? He said Div. Oh, that's Div. Okay, Div. It's just a different spelling of Div. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on ahead. You were telling me about
Galileo. Galileo. Yeah. What were you actually supposed to be talking about before I interrupted you? Did you want to talk about?
I'm just like we just feel our way along, just like whatever comes up. It's just like a roller coaster, an adventure, and see what happens.
Okay, right. How about
respond to Niall to, like, I thought it would be Niall talking to Gearóid O'Coleman, and there might be a few interesting things that would come up, but then there was this sort of like I don't know what you would call this, like fighting talk from now, but
I know, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, what's
It's a
more to be
pity,
said?
like, I know, like the thing is, like, if I mean, I don't know much. I never really watched his streams because, to be honest, I just didn't. He never interested me. Like, to be honest, I don't want to sound snobby or anything, but he never interested me. And I think really he might, in
His
retrospect,
politics, the angle that he was coming at nationalism from.
I don't know. I never even watched him enough to know anything about him really. But like, the thing is what I'm saying is that Irish people, in my view, do you hear those bloody seagulls? Sorry.
Yeah.
Irish people are very funny about money, you know, and to be going on and looking for money.
We're certainly seeing this now.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, it's ingrained in us that you don't really go around with the unbail booked, you know, and you don't be going around looking for money on town or fod, like, you know, just fucking, just give a rest to the money. I didn't even know he was running the National Party or anything like that. Look, I live in my own world, so I didn't know any of this, but I just think that maybe it might be time for him to come out and say, look, you know, we could all learn from this. How do people who are YouTube sensations or whatever you want to call them, how do they, like, how do you build, like even in the scale, and this is what I was saying to critique, like, is in the scale of things, like, his heart might be in the right place. I'm sure he has integrity. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I totally agree with you. Yeah, his heart's in the right place. I think it's a very bad reading of his personality by the guys who were like having a go at him. I don't know whether they genuinely thought he was like robbing people, or like I've had it. I know I've got friends who are close friends of his, and they reassured me, look, he's not that sort of fella at all. I've had senior people within parties say, you know, make the same assessment. So I think we're right about that. And you know, are those figures who are criticizing him, is that like a cheap dig, like because they think they can believe it, or do they actually genuinely believe that themselves? I mean, we'll never know. Maybe we shouldn't. Really,
I just think maybe if we could kind of like step over it now and put it to bed, you know, and everyone take a little time of reflection, and just kind of go, all right, whatever. It's just, I don't know anything about it really, because I don't have any money to give to anyone, so I never got food.
I was pretty much
you can't get food again. So no, it's not something I know much about. But if you know him and you're mates with him and you defend him, and like, I don't know.
Guys, but just one second, one piece.
Last
else who wants to come in and have a chat with us, you can go de-camera, whatever, anonymous, right. Like without the camera, like more piece there, and I can take up to 6 people in here, me plus 5 others. That's the link. I set the link through there. Yeah, you encourage them, bring them on in there. Roll up.
How are you solo?
Solo, yeah, Solo, come on in. That's the link there.
No, don't put it under pressure. We don't want to put anyone under pressure. But you know what? Something I would love is I'd love a lot more female voices.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was trying to do that
for the crack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was great. It's great that you came on to talk publicly. How are you feeling? Are you feeling nervous, or are you sort of over that now, or did you not feel nervous at all?
I unscripted, like, you know, so that's, I don't know. I'm
probably the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it, is to just like have no sort of what you might call it, plans to do this thing, just spontaneously on the moment, you know, because if you think about things too much, if you have time to think it over, then the nerves are going to get the better of you, and you can just like come across far better spontaneously.
Yeah. And that's what I mean about, like, the way Gearóid is so brave. Like, he will literally just sit there in front of the camera for 2 or 3 hours talking at himself. I mean, how could anyone do that? You know what I mean?
It's not easy. I tell you, it's not easy. I've got the more of this I do, the more respect I have for anything. Includes the ones that have been fighting recently, and they've made a contribution. They've all made massive contributions. This is a sad thing, and they're not able to recognize each other's contribution at the moment. That's unfortunate. They're just like blinded by the rage of this like flame war. But we can. We're the ones who have seen their contribution. The people who have seen their contribution need to sort of like get them together and say, look, guys, you've done a good job. You're not, up to now, but now it's all starting to get a wee bit ragged with people doing solo runs and falling out. And couldn't this whole movement be stronger if we could get people in to work to their strengths?
Hi. Well, I saw this video the other day about how the revolution eats itself like a snake that, is eating its own tail. So it's like, it's all part of the system, I should try and give your man his name. What was it? Jonathan Prague or something. He makes these good videos, and he talks about how like you want to have a revolution, but even the term revolution is like means that things revolve to the way they were beforehand. So
is it Prager of PragerU? Is that the case?
Yeah, don't quote me or I'm useless at spellings, but like that's basically
a portly American fellow with glasses and grey and white hair.
No. So I'll send you on a link another time. Anyway, basically that's the way that's what a revolution is really, is to just go back in circles, and what you don't want is a revolution. What you want is just sort of a pragmatism of societies. Like, okay, this is where we're at. We have all these problems. We just have to deal with them the best we can. We can't. That's why my name is More Peace. I'm not for any anything that's less than peaceful. Like, people say, oh, pragmatism is, it's the least best option. Yeah, it is the least best option, but I'll take pragmatism, and I'll take, like, I don't want to rock the boat. Like, I just want to be able to discuss things like an adult,
Yeah, so you'd be more for a slow evolution.
Yeah, like I see all the problems. Yeah, I see all the problems in society, the degeneracy, the poverty, see all the problems, and I'm just kind of going, well, yeah. What's this now? Good save, Conor. What you saving ish there on show, Aaron?
I don't know. Good show or good God save Conor. God save Conor. I'll take that one all day long. Yeah, God save Conor.
Maybe he means save you from like talking to me. Oh God, maybe I need to leave.
No.
And 3, agreed. He's always attacking women. Oh, more of it. But anyway, listen. I think I've said enough. So, but it was great chatting to you, Galileo. It's brave man who can't remember the Irish for brave, but I'm glad to see you learning Irish anyway. Good man, keep it up. That's great. What was I going to say? What else was I going to say? Yeah.
So save you from fun.
What do you
I thought I lost the stream there. Sorry.
Tell me this. Do you miss the guy?
Myself, I'm I wouldn't be fit enough to run like for 20 minutes. Run for 20 minutes at a slow speed. I do, yeah. I wish it was like fitter, and I wish, one thing I regret more, Peace, is that I left. I wasn't a bad player. I was a fairly decent player, and I was just there's a few regrets I have around the guy. I regret not playing it like all through my my best playing years of like I played in Manchester, but I was a student and I was drinking and a lot and whatnot. This is back in the 90s, so I do regret not making the most of that. And it was a bit, it wasn't quite the same in Manchester playing as it would have been back home in, for Donaghmore here in Tyrone. What about yourself? You're I think I've picked up that you're big into sports. Are you a player yourself, or did you play?
I suppose I'm just asking you, like, do you miss it from being on the telly?
Do you know what? I wasn't watching much lately since I went away and travelled. You mean okay? The past like 2 months, the fact that
Right.
the season has been suspended. No, no, I wasn't even watching it. I haven't even been following it because I got into the politics and then reading the history and learning Irish, and I was also learning French last year as well. Trying to get myself back into my course. I did a wee bit of like teaching as well, teaching online and stuff like that. I don't want to say too much because I know these fuckers are trying to like trying to ruin any people's money making efforts. But sure, that's okay. If they take my money making efforts away from me, I'll just have more time. I'll have more time to dedicate to taking their system that they're trying to defend down.
Yeah, well,
So anyway,
now with
the short answer was yes. Sorry, go on ahead, more please.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, that stuff that the Burkean did was brilliant.
Yeah. It was good. It was good for morale. Now the unfortunate thing is, like, the general public aren't going to give a shit about that. They're not going to see it. They're not going to be interested in it because they don't know. They don't get this whole power play with the NGOs. Unfortunately, so maybe we have to bring them. We have to work at a very much more basic level with the general public, and this is like one of my obsessions. Is like how 1% of Ireland basically voted nationalist in the last general election, and this 1%, our biggest worry needs to be how do we get the other 99% to vote nationalist, and everything else is just a sideshow. Everything else is just like that's the guy. Yeah, somebody said go spell it.
That's him. Yeah, unslaved. Yeah, brilliant.
Unslaved.
Stuff. Yeah. Wouldn't mind me plugging that there. It's got
no problem.
Stuff is brilliant. Like, and if you're the listener,
as a writer, as a what do you call it, as a I have no idea.
Person.
I'm not. just in case there's something in there that I don't agree with or don't want to be associated with. I do not promote Michael Cesarian. This is what my guest promotes. Okay, just in case.
Yeah. Do you know who else? So I'll put it to you this way now, right? Is I'm a pure info junkie. Okay, that's my kind of thing, right? Is I'm more of an info junkie than anything else. Right?
I want you to see the comment more, please. You see the comment there? Respect, because I'm good at commenting, going but brain freeze and chat.
I do.
So respect to you for having the bravery to get on there and not get you get stuck and you think, oh my god, did I just say that? But you just keep going, just keep going on. That's bravery. That's courage. That's gumption. I mean, that's what these guys have. That's what Niall and Critiqued and Dawn have. This is.
I know.
They're the ones like, and there's all these like, okay, I know, but not every. Sorry, go on ahead.
Sorry, I'm a very one-track mind kind of person, but the lads are brave. I give it to them. I hand it to them, even if I don't agree with them on everything. I'll certainly say, they're brave. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the other one, like sometimes if you're, you can't get to sleep and you want to listen to something. I listen to an awful lot. Irish Origins of Civilization, good men, great book. Time Out.
Do you want to come on and discuss this? Have a chat with Time Out No Chat? You're welcome to come on and have a chat with more peace about it and try and explain to me what it's all about.
I wouldn't do it justice.
The numbskull here.
I wouldn't do it justice, is all I can say. I wouldn't do it justice.
I am terrible.
No, it's not you, Conor. It's me. It's everyone. It's me. No, bloody brain freeze. My head is fried. I told you, I said I'll chat to you before 5, but here I am now. Getting old, you see. I can't be thinking too much. The other, if you want to listen to something that goes on for hours and hours and hours, listen to Alan Watts, and it's not the Alan Watts, the priest guy. It's not him. It's Alan Watt, and the channel is D-Bass, I think. He talks an awful lot about like just kind of same kind of stuff as Michael Cesarian. Like again, wouldn't even do it justice to put it down. Like people think, it's crazy kind of stuff. It is, but I love listening to crazy kind of stuff. But anyway, Alan Watts Alan Watt. He has that channel and he makes these videos and he puts up. He's got a lot of books as well, and he puts up an awful lot of stuff. So I kind of, if I can't get to sleep at night, I'll just put the earphones in and listen to that. Now, other than that, if maybe the live chat will tell us who, if we didn't have the pandemic, if we didn't have the pandemic,
I think Garage thinks I'm flirting with you.
Oh yeah, well,
What?
good luck with that. We all know how prudish I am. How, if we didn't have the pandemic, who would have won the football this year? I wonder.
I have no idea. Go on ahead. Who was doing well? Who was doing well at the in the provincial sides of things? Do you mind me asking which team you support? I think I know, but I don't want to dox you too much. A little bit. So you're Irish.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that noise on my phone?
No. What was that?
Did my phone just make a noise there?
No? I think I heard a little something.
Yeah. Well, that's the setting on my phone. It's
Is it your? Do you set an alarm to tell you to go to sleep because you're one of those people? That
no, I set it at an alarm at 9 o'clock to go to black and white.
Black and white? What's black and white?
It's kind of like just kind of telling you that the phone has gone into black and white mode so that like to try and get the hours of being an info junkie down.
Ah, right. So how do you take your information? Do you read a lot or do you listen?
Well, I used to read an awful lot, right? But because I like to paint and draw and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, Suzanne? Is that because of that? I found like getting old as well. I've become not able to concentrate on just reading alone. So I listen to audiobooks and paint at the same time, or listen to podcasts and things like that. So that's kind of how I get. Because when you're an info junkie like me, and I swear to God, I'm absolutely info junkie. It's called what's it called? Infotainment. So
infotainment, yeah.
It's very hard to read because you're just doing one thing at a time. But yeah, I do like reading. I'm trying to read the book.
Yes.
All the Pretty Horses at the moment. Oh, okay, no worries. Sultamuz. Oh, it's just me. Oh my God. Good job. I noticed that. All right. Well, if it's just me, let me turn on the light here and see.
I'm back.
Oh, thank God. I was going, no, Jesus.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Tommy Mahoney, le dinner, ní ar nach é no, agus time ní orm go bhfuil sé upset liom agus beidir go bhfuil sé ag imirt leis an Wi-Fi. On
Wi-Fi. Fake sure.
I'm speaking in Irish because I'm speaking in code. Irish is our code. Irish is our way
code
of
Irish.
things. Because if, this house is like the Tanawala who pauper.
On Fatal, I'm just Rodig in a raw. Jay Cahill. He says that Tiberdoran will win the next year, or would have won, or whatever. Well, I put it to you this way: I think you could be right, because last year when they won, I called it at the start of the year. I mean, what proof have I? But they got off to a very good start that season. So they won. I think they won 3 in a row or something. So yeah, I think Jay Cahill. Yeah, let's just say I'm not from Tipperary, but like I have no problem with them winning. I'll put it to you that way. Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
lads, if anybody wants to come on there, I'll put the link in about 8:30. Scroll back to about 8:30. I don't know if what time is it now? 35 minutes ago. If you go back 35 minutes in the chat, you'll find the link. Or sure, I'll just drop it in here again. Hopefully, yeah. If anybody wants to come on, ideally there'd be 2 of you would come on, and I can just do my nerdy thing and play around with StreamYard, and tee up videos and stuff like that, and then keep interrupting people, because I'm always people are always complaining about me interrupting. There you go. I'm doing it.
No, it's not you. I'm losing my hearing as I'm getting old. Right. Tell me this though, Galileo. Tell me this. What do your family and friends and all make you being a YouTuber? How does that sit with them?
I don't know if they know. I don't know if my mother is like in her 70s, and she wouldn't be big into technology, so I doubt that she knows. I've dropped maybe some of them have watched. Oh, actually, one of my I won't say one of my relatives has liked one of my couple of my in-laws have liked a show, but I don't know if they've commented. I'm proud of what I've been doing, so there's nothing I wouldn't want them to see. It's very unpolished what I'm doing. I'm just a bit like yourself, just like jump in and start talking and fly by the seat of your pants, and then make it up. Sometimes I listen back and say, yeah, I did well. It came out of me. What I wanted to say came out of me. And then other times I think, oh, you were terrible. You have off days and you have on days. But they know my politics. They know I stood for election. In
I didn't even
December.
know you stood for election.
Oh, yeah. I stood.
That goes to show I don't know these things. Yeah.
Why would you?
See, I don't do any of that social media stuff at all. I don't know anything about it. The worst thing that ever happened to me was that somebody showed me I could leave a comment. That was so.
And you could leave it, yeah. And that was the end of your life.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I was like, because I used to like reading the comments, and then someone was like, yeah, why don't you just leave a comment? Oh, worst thing ever. I've become a pure troller, like, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to be troller, peaceful. Yeah. I'm going to be peaceful. And the one time I got into this awful, comment thing with this pretentious artist. She was this lass who was like doing dots, molecular dots, if you will. And I was like, this is actually crap. And there was no like skill in it, there was nothing in it. Like, and I was just like, you know what? Your art is rubbish and you're conning everyone. And then everyone got back to me and they were like, your name is More Peace. And I was like, yeah, sorry. But sometimes you just have to call out modern art when you see it. Like,
oh, great. Anyway. Oh, fantastic. Are you aware of Emmanuel? Have you come across Emmanuel Godson, the artist, the nationalist right-wing artist? The fellow with the long hair.
I have, yeah. I have. Yes, I have, yeah.
You need to get talking to him.
Yeah. That's probably.
If anybody knows Emmanuel,
that's probably the seagulls.
I heard them there. I heard them there for a second. I heard them
know.
there for a second.
Yes,
Okay, so
I live close to the sea, you see, but I'm like 20-minute walk to the sea. But poor old seagulls don't know what's going on. Do you know?
because nobody's banning Mars bars and throwing half-finished Mars bars down on the beach, down at the close to the bins.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I did freeze
It's a
again.
new world, isn't it?
So that I don't know if this guy is like doing it on purpose, messing with the Wi-Fi. I do owe him the rent, and he's trying to pay that, but I'm saying I'll do it later. Have you got a headset? You don't really need on the speaker. Yeah. Oh, this is like you trying to come on. I'm so used to having like hardly any listeners or viewers that I read every post, and now I've got into the habit of reading nearly every thing in the chat, and I don't like the lost control of not being able to read everything in the chat. So I'm pleased. I think we had our record numbers there. We had 30 at the one time. But I was a bit cheeky. It did piggyback off the back of Niall a little bit. It did, but I feel.
What was that? So explain to me how that works. Was that some sort of live stream he was doing?
Yeah, I can live stream his stream basically. Yeah, I feel justified to do it because he doesn't give me a voice on his channel. That's that's about the height of my problems with Niall, and just like strategy things and where he's going wrong in strategy. Where's that link that Niall was referring to? I don't know.
You'd hate it to be a north.
Oh well, Drogheda Irish Patriot will be on board. I will too attach now on Gilga. Is Gilga position? Come on, let's go. Go on ahead, more please.
No, Tom. Curve, Neil Scum Tommy Conor. What else I can say?
Okay.
Yeah, I just suppose. Oh no, we're talking about Emmanuel Godson. Is that a pen name or is that a real name? Not that it matters, like, but
I don't know.
I
presumed it was real, because I think that's what he goes on. If you're an artist, you want people to, if you're going on the on live streams and going on nationalist radio. Oh, there's Irish Patriot. Sorry, Drogheda Irish Patriot coming in. Come on, Fulcher Road.
Come on.
Oh, didn't Ellis a chat?
The what?
Do you know this man? Yeah. There's somebody. This is Cahill. This is Cahill. Is Gil going?
Yeah. Yes.
How's it going, lads?
Go well, yeah. Go on, what was the link that Niall was referring to? Just have you got it there?
Which link? No, give me some context.
He was talking about, the thing he was talking about, slagging off he was getting slagged off.
Yeah, can anybody? Because I was sort of like half my attention was on managing the stream, so I didn't catch everything he said. Can anybody answer that for Carl?
I was looking. But how do we look at now?
More context about this link.
I hope I'm not the only person.
Are you not talking about
what's going on?
Are you not talking about what Niall was talking about earlier?
No, we were just having a chat about others. What we were talking about art and Emmanuel Godson and whatnot. But sure, that's fine. That's fine.
But were you not chatting there earlier about getting John Waters to sit down and sort it out all that?
Oh yeah. Was that me?
So were you not talking about then the thing that Niall's stream that he put out tonight?
Yes, of course. That's what the whole raison d'être.
Yeah. So
raison d'être of this thing was all about.
So what I'm asking is there a link to what Niall was referring to, him being slagged off by the National Party?
Yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, there was like the critiqued video. I think he did two videos recently. So one is on Critiqued's channel, and the other one is on what's Critique's other channel called? Irish and Tired or something like that. I think it is. There you go, Critique. That was just fortuitous. That one came up.
That's Critique YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. So I know that you don't watch. You're not like me. I'm a junkie. I watch all these things. I'm one of these sad bastards that watches everything. Well, not so much. I don't have time to, because just like the number of channels has just like exploded recently. But I just like to be there to be able to comment if I think something's a good idea. and something's a bad idea to give constructive criticism. But some of the channels have stopped watching, like Irish Patriot slipped off the mark a little bit lately, and GT has slipped off the mark a wee bit lately. But quantity of streams went up, but the quality has gone down. I mean, I know I'm probably going to get the same. I'm probably going to get the same criticism back myself, but sure, yeah. Who am I? Yeah,
you were talking about infotainment there.
Yeah,
there's a great album by one of my favorite bands, The Fall, called The Infotainment Scan. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I think I've got D90 of it somewhere. This is Cahill, by the way. Somebody was asking what your name is. This is Cahill. Cahill stood for the Irish Freedom Party in the Louth constituency. Why don't you give yourself a quick intro?
Yeah, I stood for the IFP in Louth, East Meath, in the general election there. Yeah, got really quite well.
You pulled in 574 votes first preference, and get on for 1,500.
I got up to 1,100 in total, including transfers. So it was, for a first time out, for a rookie, I thought it was reasonably good, which is really, we only had a 2-week election campaign, So I was quite happy with that. Yeah. What about who's more peace? Sorry.
More peace. Do you want to introduce yourself?
What are you going to ask?
Cal, and be careful. Obviously realize, you do know, in case you didn't, that you're live.
Nice to meet you, Cal. How are you now? Good man. Mom fair. Next time round. Next time.
Yes. Brilliant. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? You sound like you're probably down in Tipperary, Cork or somewhere. Yeah.
Welcome, Cody.
Unfortunately, I was run out of Ireland.
You were what?
They wouldn't have. I was run out of Ireland. Had to emigrate.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
She was put on a coffin ship.
Oh,
yeah.
New York. New York? Wow.
And then the dog died. No, look, I had to leave, and there's no coming. How could anyone live in Ireland? Like, honest to God.
Yeah. I'm not. You mean with what's going on with globalism?
I'd have to rob a bank. I'd have to rob a bank to come back.
Oh, the money kind of things, the costs of everything, yeah.
Oh, right.
I was asking the other day, like, how, could somebody work for Keelings and get paid? Could an Irish person work for Keelings and get paid? Somebody living in North County Dublin, right? And I presume the Keelings farms are not slap bang in the middle of Drogheda. You'd be able to tell us, maybe. Well, actually, that's not even North County.
Keelings isn't in Drogheda. I think it's North Dublin. Dublin.
They're probably off the beaten track, so you need a car or a motorbike to get out there.
Yeah. But apparently, there's more coming in as well. It's not just Keelings. There's other ones sneaking in, and it's not. The media, of course, aren't interested at all. It's just around, Can I just put a wee plug in? More piece to click on my channel as well. Drogheda Irish Patriots. We have our own channel, so hit the like and subscribe if you can.
Will do. Yeah, I certainly will.
Loads of good stuff.
We'll lay on like.
Yeah, we'll lay on like.
We have
loads of stuff on there, interviews and a couple of live streams. Conor was involved with a couple of them too.
Mm-hmm.
So
excellent.
I was talking to a guy. Yeah, I was talking to a guy last night, and he says he stopped feeling any connection with Ireland after the abortion. The abortion vote. He just thought that was the end of it. So
was it somebody up in Belfast, Cahill?
No, somebody just in the north. I was talking to, and we just said that they've lost, don't feel any connection with Ireland anymore,
Sure, we've gone and done the same. Well, when I say we, not my name.
When you think, certain parties went over to let the Westminster bring that in behind their backs, and it wasn't even debated. That's shocking. Mm-hmm. But at least have a debate about it. What do you think of that? More peace? What's your take on that?
When Irish eyes are smiling, it's a very tough one, Cahill. It's not something I would normally debate either.
That's okay.
It's not something I would chat with, especially online and first time, only just met you, It's not it's, to be honest with you, and you'll kill me for saying this, but I think it's just gets it's just an individual issue, to be honest. And I don't even want to go there, to be honest. Like it's like a choiceless choice, like the people who have to do this stuff. It just no. Luckily, myself, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. Like I just don't. It's heavy, heavy to be asking me that.
Stuff, here's something lighthearted. Here's something lighthearted, like as if we didn't need any more shit.
You're getting slagged off there. You're getting slagged off there.
I know who this is. Yes, I know who this is. You trying? Okay. On a completely different subject. Nothing to do with that last comment. Are women getting out of hand these days? Are women becoming more like men? Oh, he's away. More. Is that another one more piece that I can totally understand you don't want to discuss? You don't sound like a woman who wants to be who's trying to compete with men or trying to, bring out your masculine side or it's very refreshing to be in a stream with a woman who isn't trying to outman the men.
Yeah, just make no apologies for who I am, I suppose. There's no need, there's so many problems going on where I am. I live in one of the worst places in the Western Hemisphere for coronavirus, for poverty, for
really,
where would you start? I live here. It's cheap to live here, so that's why I live here. These are the issues I'm interested in. Really, is how do we make inequality go away? That's probably what I'm more interested in than kind of who's what's to blame for, who's to blame. And somebody actually mentioned in the chat, and I thought it was lovely. They said that maybe it was you, Galileo, it was saying getting somebody to sit down with all the lads and try and find a way to bridge the gap. That's a great idea.
Somebody who has that go on ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's what Tim was doing. I think Tim was just giving him a voice. He was just saying look.
Tim would be a great guy for that because he's got that manner. He's got that gentle sort of manner that isn't aggressive, and he's got that peaceful, calm manner. So put an appeal out there to Tim, the Irish Megaphone, to take there's at least two of us here would be behind you if you were to approach the parties involved in this latest spat, and obviously it's taking time out of his day and all the rest, but maybe for the greater good, somebody like Tim, or maybe if there was more than one person, it would be even better because then there's less pressure. So Tim, the Irish Megaphone, and John Waters. Tim is the Irish Megaphone. I don't know if that's his real name or what people refer to him as Tim. I don't know if it's just the acronym, the Irish Megaphone, or but we just refer to him as Tim, the Irish Megaphone. So
I think John Waters. I think, to be honest, in fairness, I think John Waters has bigger fish to fry now than trying to get
get him away from all that nonsense. Get him involved in something useful and get him away from all that nonsense, annoying.
Yeah.
He's making himself unpopular. There were 35,000 people in a public petition against him, and saying him and Gemma didn't stand. I know this is very in the truther circles, and I disengaged from the truther circle, but there are some nationalists who cross over with truthers, and they obviously are into all that. What's the trutherism? All this well, I'm not going to say conspiracy theories, but that there is so much more going on than meets the eye.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree that there's a lot that does go on, but not millions of things.
Now
not
that's something I could.
5G and all the and
chemtrails
and all that sort of stuff.
I'm more interested in that kind of stuff, to be honest, because I think if if you're telling people like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and blah blah blah, there has to be room for everyone. There's room for everyone. So listen to the concerns of people and don't call them names and don't call them conspiracy theorists. Don't call them anything. Conspiracy theorists don't even like to be called conspiracy theorists. They like to be called theorists. So you're at nothing there. You're at nothing if you're calling.
That's what I mean by truther. I mean, a truther is what you would call a purist. Purist. Yeah, after purity. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's you're at nothing if you're calling if you're slinging mud. Listen to people's concerns is what I would say on that. 1 second.
Free speech as well. Free speech to a certain extent. Whereabouts in New York?
To a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah. You cannot
I don't need to be agreed with at all times. I don't mind.
Oh, don't worry, I'll look after you in that respect, and I'll disagree.
Right. I'm gonna check out, guys. Good talking to you.
Maybe we'll call it to a halt because we got on to discuss Niall, and we sort of went through that, and we talked about lots of things, and we gave More Pieces had her debut, and she's done fantastic. Give us a 1. Give us a 1 in the comments if you think More Piece did a great job.
A 1.
And we need you back again, More Piece. And give us a 1 in the comments if More Piece did a great job and you want to see her back on live streams.
Yeah. I think we do need more peace in this world.
Thank you. Mar míle maith go léir. Slán go fóil, colasov.
Nabi bur Nila buithe sort. Gur míle mai agad héan. Slán go fóil.
Inam listen squirrel jarg. So I'll have it's my stream, so I'll have the final word. Me and Red Squirrel have the final words. Slán go fóil, gur míle mai agad. Slán you've Fekimid Shinnis.
Fekimid Slán agad.